Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the new Force Palm variant of Lucario. Now we're going to have today the raid day for this Pokemon, and honestly the bonus for it is really good as well. Even if you do remote raids, you get a guaranteed rare XL candy for catching this Pokemon. But that's not what it's about today. We're going to take a look today at the new fast move Force Palm. Force Palm is going to be a better Dragon Tail, and Dragon Tail already is a great fast move, but this is going to generate one or more energy per turn, making it most likely even a better fast move than Counter. And we're gonna take a look at this one here today. It is going to be definitely a very good fast move, and I like that it's a 3-turn fast move. I really hope that Niantic is going to push a little bit more 3, 4 and 5-turn fast moves, because right now the meta is basically just around like 2 and 1-turn fast moves, and I kind of like some diversity in that for sure. So we're going to have a team here with a Germnaa in the lead, trying to counter fighting type Pokemon. We're going to have the Face-Off of Flygon, and we're going to have the Lucario in the back. So let's see how this is going to go here today. Dragon Claw coming through from our own Flygon. I actually built a new one just for this video as well. And also, if you appreciate those early showcases for this Pokemon, would really appreciate a like on this video. It's 2 AM here right now for me, and I'm quite tired, but I still kind of want to showcase it on the channel here, so feel free to leave a like, and if you've done this as well, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as we can move on to the second battle. Not so much from Force Palm Lucario yet, but this is going to change hopefully. Also, what is hopefully also going to change in the future is the state of the game, because honestly the lag is ridiculous. There was actually now 2 days where I had barely any lag after the recent update came in, and then Niantic updated the game again, and since then like the game is even worse than before that, which is absolutely wild for me. Like, it is barely playable right now in a lot of games, so yeah, definitely it's a little bit tricky also for like the recordings here. But here we see sadly the opponent surviving with 1 HP, as you see the nice animation of this move. Like, honestly, it's a cool animation. It generates energy quite fast, and so we can go for the Shadow Ball quite fast here as well. It generates 10 energy per usage as far as I know, and so you're going to need 6 of the fast moves to get to the Shadow Ball for the first one and 5 for the second one. And we will see in the back the Shadow Mawile, which is gonna go down to hopefully a Scorching Sands from our Flygon. We let the move go through. It's going to be that Power Punch. The only hope is that we go for the bait here, which we decided not to do, and that is going to be game. That's going to be an easy victory for our Shadow Flygon. Next Pokemon coming through, we're going to have a Hexorus here, a Pokemon that I kind of want to take a look at as well, because it's a very cool Pokemon, honestly. Like, Hexorus is one of the highest attack rated Pokemon for this meta, together with that Naganadel as well as the Katana. But yeah, still a very solid one for this one, because you have a counter Dragon type Pokemon allowing you to beat those Steel type Pokemon, and it's quite a lot of fun. Like, you only of course lose hard against those Fairy types, but Hexorus is definitely a good Pokemon. Here I was quite lucky that the opponent didn't try to force switch advantage, which they could have definitely done, because here they decided to go back into the Hexorus, which is just going to allow us to go for 2 more Dragon Claws. And if the opponent just used a shield there before, they would have definitely been in a way better spot than what they are in right now, because they just gave up both of their shields plus switch advantage for basically no real reason, but we will take it. They decided to go for a charge move here, dropping my attack as well, while catching the move onto the Registeel. It does not matter. We're going to still have our Force Palm variant of Lucario on the back. And honestly, I kind of really would like to play this Pokemon here with Power Punch instead of the Shadow Ball, most likely, because I feel like this thing has a lot of potential with Power Punch, just boosting that attack a little bit further as well. But anyway, we're going to be able to sweep the opponent here with a Lucario, and we can move on to the next one. We're going to have a great lead here of Goodra in the lead. That's going to be totally fine for us. As I swap onto the Scizor, I was like, what are they going to do here? Like an Iron Head against our Germnaa? That's going to be fine, but actually they are running the move Trailblaze, which I completely forgot that Scizor was able to learn. But honestly, cool Techmon for this meta. Like, I did not really think about this Pokemon, but I guess it does make sense against at least like Dragon types as well as Fairy type Pokemon, which is quite decent, I guess, in this meta. So yeah, for sure an interesting Pokemon here with this Scizor, but it does not really help them at all, as we are going to be able to go ahead and go into our Germnaa. We got the opponent already quite low here with our Lucario, and we can knock that one out, as they're going to have that Skarmory in the back, and that is going to be one issue for Flygon. Flygon was basically one of the best Pokemon, if not the best Pokemon of this meta the last time this cup was around. And since then, Steel Wing got an update, and Steel Wing kind of changed the entire meta a little bit because of that Skarmory, because of that Empoleon, and just makes the Flygon a bit worse here just because you have now that hard counter of that Skarmory against you. We still don't give up at this point because we still see like kind of a chance of winning this battle. We have to get this bait here correct, and we have to hope that we can still reach that harder hitting Scorching Sands, but sadly the opponent is going to go straight for the charge move, wins this battle with that as well because there's nothing I can do here anymore, and we can move on to the next opponent. Next one, we're going to have here the Shadow Alolan Sandslash. That's going to be quite a neutral matchup for us. We're going to run the Hydro Pump here on our Germnaa. That's kind of the recommended moveset. I can still see Ice Beam having a little bit more play just to get to the moves a little bit faster. But in comes Tapu Fini, catching the move here, totally fine for us because we went for the player off instead, and so we can put them basically into a range where they're going to go down guaranteed from Scorching Sands. That is going to be quite lovely as they're going to use a shield here. We can try to reach another one in time, we can use a shield as well, and we are very likely just going to be able to go ahead and go for another knockout here, hopefully with that Scorching Sands of our Flygon. The opponent decides to let the move go through, and now let's see what they're going to have in the back. It is going to be the Sandslash again, which is totally fine. We can go for a charge move here based on what our attack is on. We're going to actually win the CMP tie, and that's going to be great as now we only need like one more fast move with that Force Palm variant of Lucario to knock them out. And let's see what they're going to have in the back. It's going to be the Azumarill, and I should be kind of fine here. Why? Because I can just go ahead, go for that Thunderbolt, and then swap out into maybe my Azumarill. Let's see. Yes, I can swap onto my Azumarill, kind of forcing the opponent to throw some energy against me, which is totally happy as they don't put me into farm down range. If they put me into farm down range, this would have been a completely different story, but because they don't, we should be kind of fine to still get to another move here in time and force the opponent here to go for their own charge move as well and waste a ton of energy. So good job there, Azumarill, and we can just smack them down here with our Lucario. Next opponent, we're going to have a very interesting lead here. This could be an Aerial Ace variant of it, it could be the Acid Spray variant of it, but Escavalier has quite a lot of play and quite a lot of plays as well in terms of how to use it and how to choose its moveset, because yeah, Acid Spray has a lot of play, Drillrun has a lot of play, you have the Stab Mega Horn. I don't know if it has actually Iron Head, like I don't know, maybe it could be. There's actually an interesting Steel type move which I really would like to see in the game, which is Smart Strike, which would be very likely something comparable to Aerial Ace right now in the game in terms of what I would do, because it's the same in the main series games at least. So that would be kind of cool. I think I would learn this as a Steel type Pokemon as well. But anyway, we're going to see the swap out into the Azumarill, and that's kind of the reason why I kind of want to have the Safe Swap of Flygon. Safe Swap of Flygon in the current meta has a lot of play against both the Azumarill as well as that Tapu Fini, and that's why this Pokemon is kind of cool. But again, based on what you know from the last season and what this is going to go here for this season, Flygon is not as ideal as it was back in the day. There are more hard counters to this Pokemon, so be a little bit aware about this. Here we're going to be able to still get another Dragon Claw actually against the Escavalier, which is kind of hilarious. This is going to be able to get them low enough to just get the knockout there. And also you make a little bit of a mistake here. I should have stopped out earlier, but also like look at all the lag that is happening here right now. I should have not went for the extra fast moves, or like only for one. With my Flygon there, because at the end of the day, the best bet for me to win this battle is to just get to 2 charge moves, but the opponent goes for an overheat here anyway, and now one more fast move is all it takes to knock me out. We can move on to the next opponent. Don't think this game was actually winnable, but yeah, anyway, we're going to see a very interesting team. We're going to have a Danny here from the opponent. Like, that is not something that we're going to see all the time, especially not in this cup. Actually made recently a video about Danny, but of course for the Open Great League and not for that special Fantasy Cup. Anyway, we're going to be able to get off that Scorching Sands trying to get the knockout, but we're going to only see here the opponent going for that play rough. Let's see how this is going to go for us. We can try to go for another Scorching Sands. Let's see if the opponent decides to use a shield here or not. They decide to let the move go through, and so we can at least realign ourselves. As they're going to go into a Flygon, that is quite lovely, because this is going to allow me as well here to hopefully catch the move onto the Azumarill, doing 0 damage for them. And now the opponent is into a range where I can just farm down with any Pokemon without them doing anything anymore. So in comes here the Registeel. We can go for the Hydro Pump. Don't really care. Literally, there is no reason for me to care, because with the Pokemon that we have in the back, like this is game, like this is literally game. We can go ahead, I'll let the move go through, we can try our best still as well here, but as you can see, Hydro Pump is coming through, it's going to be able to connect, it's going to do hopefully some nice damage, but we have still two like Pokemon that completely destroy Registeel in the back anyway, so we should be quite fine, I would say. We're gonna swap out into that Lucario, trying to go for the full farm down, but it is not going to work out yet. We're going to be able to let the move go through and hope for the best, but Flygon is now kind of on its own. Let's see how this is going to go. We're going to be able to go for a charge move here and can we still win? Yes, we can. Second to last battle, we're going to encounter most likely the worst possible Pokemon for this team. It's going to be Whimsicott. Like, I cannot really tell you too much about this now because, like, I did not expect this one. If you take a look at the team here, it is definitely kind of a core breaker for this team, so there is nothing that I can really do here. I can just hope and pray, but even here where I try to go into my Lucario going for now the Shadow Ball against them, but like again, like we have next to nothing for that Whimsicott, and yes, Whimsicott is just destroying this team, but yes, also I did not expect that I would ever encounter one in this meta because I have not really seen this Pokemon before. Also, why the hell are they running Flash Cannon and Turtonade? Of course, yes, it is going to do neutral damage against the Azumarill, and with this it's going to be a decent move, but still, like, what the hell, I've never seen that before either. In the back, we're going to have, of course, the Whimsicott here. We still have 2 shields left on our Flygon, but the opponent has quite a lot of energy. They get to 1 charge move after, I think, like 5 fast moves. And so, yeah, like, there is basically, you know, a lot that we are going to be able to do here. The Whimsicott is going to be able to also just take me out here as well. We can try to go ahead and go for a charge move. This is going to be able to get them a little bit lower, but as we will see, we have to use a shield here. It is going to be the Seed Bomb. We can still try our best, but it's not going to be enough. We can still go for that Scorching Sand, but they of course can just let the move go through and have an Azumarill on the back, and so yeah, that's going to be a good game. Final battle for the day, we're going to start off with the Azumarill Mirror matchup here. This is not really ideal for me because I guess kind of okay, like it's kind of neutral, and like neutralness is I guess kind of okay. We're going to let the move go through. What we kind of want to do here is to wait until they go for another charge move, because then they kind of energy dry and then try to swap out into my Flygon. Just let them go for the charge moves. We have a lot of energy already on our Azumarill, which you can use for later on. But as you can see, we're going to be able to now go ahead and yeah, go into a Flygon against the opponent, try to go for a charge move and try to see what they can do here. We're going to be able to go ahead and go for another charge move here. This is going to be able to get not the knockout, but get them insanely low as they swap onto the Tapu Fini. They have an ABA style line here with the Tapu Fini as well as the Azumarill, which is quite ridiculous, but it is what it is. We're going to be able to go for another charge move. This is going to be able to get the shield from the opponent. But let's see what's going to happen next. We're going to go down here from that serve. We have still our own Azumarill going to try to go ahead and go for a play rough against that Tapu Fini. We're gonna get them low, but it's not going to be over yet. We can still try to go for another charge move here, which is going to actually force a shield, which is quite nice. As we swap out here into our Lucario after they swapped onto the Berserker, we are very, very slow because of the game, like the slugginess of it all. It is quite ridiculous, but we can go for the full farm down here, which is going to allow us to get a ton of energy. Let's see what's coming in next. It is going to be that Azumarill, and I had to do a guessing game because I knew that the Tapu Fini has a charge move stored. But yeah, sadly I lost this one. They can now try to knock me out, and that is going to be quite a difficult one, because like this they're going to be able to just fully knock me out, which is going to lose us this battle. And with this, that journey is going to be over as well. Hopefully if you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Lucario, definitely very, very cool, definitely cool new fast move, and I see you then. Bye bye.